Sobriety Essays number 23. What is the difference?
What is the difference? Some months ago, I was sitting in one of my regular AA meetings, and a question was directed at the group. It is an open meeting, and sometimes a spouse or special person will attend with the person they think has a drinking problem. This night, a lady asked, "What is the difference between a drunk and an alcoholic? What is the difference between the terms sober and sobriety?" Several people requested that I address the question. I was somewhat embarrassed and stumbled my way through an explanation. I was trying my best to be helpful, and yet I will never know whether I was of help or not. I do know that I have not been able to let go of those questions since. For my own benefit, I will try answering them now. These are the so-called answers or opinion, and they are my own. I am a drunk. I am a drunk that does not drink. I was a periodic drunk and became a daily drunk. Drunk is a harsh word. Today I am not proud of being a drunk, and at the same time I am no longer ashamed to admit that I am a drunk. Somewhere within my AA experiences, I heard an intellectual reason why it is an impossibility for me to stop drinking. What I heard was the equation for normalcy. That is, I over E equals normalcy, intellect over emotions. When I drink, the equation is reversed, emotions over intellect. Therefore, when I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that drinking was the cause of my problem and that it was killing me, and I wanted to stop, I could not. The very thing that was causing me the pain was the very thing that relieved the pain. I reached out for help, and through AA, I got help. I learned that today is the day I don't drink. I learned that I suffer from an incurable disease called alcoholism. It was never her. It was never them. It was never the situation. It was me. I was the problem. The reason I drank, not the excuse, was because I am an alcoholic. I did not consider myself an alcoholic until I became willing to admit that I was an alcoholic. Someone with an incurable disease has a handicap, or so I thought. This disease has become the finest asset I have ever had in my life today. So drunk or alcoholic are the same to me. Call me either, for I'll answer both. Just don't call me late for a meeting. I was sober the first 9 months on the program. I was going to 7 or 8 meetings a week, and I was just sober. That is all I was, just sober. I was full of pain, full of fear, full of anger, and full of BS. It was not until I hit a second bottom in A that I found sobriety. The sixth step did it for me. I wanted to work at it, and I could not. I made several concentrated attempts and could not. I made a list of my character defects, or at least the ones I was willing to admit to. At the top, I had listed honesty as number 1 and selfish and self-centered one as number 2. The willingness to let go of old ideas was the problem, for I had no willingness. It was, I won't drink no matter what, but I'll do it my way. Honesty was number 1. I didn't know how to be honest. My committee had been feeding me so many stories that I could no longer tell the truth from the untruth, the real from the unreal. It was in a meeting. It always seems to come to me in a meeting. I found the answer I was looking for. I shared with the group my problem was honesty. A man suggested that why don't I try and be as honest as I was capable of being right now. That was the answer I was looking for. It was the same answer I found in my drinking. It is right now that I don't drink. I could not stay sober 2 days when I was in control. Yet I have not drank for over 5 years by not drinking right now. So I practice honesty right now. So I was sober for 9 months and then had sobriety for the last 5 years. The best way I have heard sobriety described as the ability to live comfortably and peacefully with myself. There are still those moments in my life when all I have is being sober. So I never knock just being sober. I have a program. I have the 12 steps. I have a sponsor. I have a higher power. And I have the willingness to use them all to get me right back in the middle of sobriety. A drunk is an alcoholic that doesn't know he has a problem. An alcoholic is a drunk that knows he has a problem. A member of Alcoholics Anonymous is an alcoholic who is doing something about his problem.